Hey, party people. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Jenny Satori Healing, and I'm Jenny Satori Davis. I hope things are going really, really well for you. And if they're not, I want to remind you. Okay, let's rewind for a minute. About a week ago, I was outside and um, I just saw this beautiful sunrise. And as I was looking at all these beautiful colors, and how the light was kind of framing the trees and all that, I suddenly, very loudly, I said to myself, there's darkness first, you know? And isn't that the truth? Isn't it true that everything's conceived, including you probably? Just kidding. Well, yeah. Everything's conceived in the darkness. Our entire creation, theoretically, based on the Big Bang Theory, right, is created from darkness, in the darkness, from nothingness. We can't see anything in the dark. Yeah? So it's the nothingness, perhaps. But really, to me, it's the world of the unseen. It's the non reality. And it is where shamans work in to create different outcomes in reality here. So, yeah, isn't it amazing to think about that? Um, that's it. That's el messaggio for today. That I knew I wanted to tell you about that sky, but I think we did a good job on that part. Anyway, um, it's okay if you are in darkness right now. What's wrong with darkness? Just like I had mentioned in my very long previous video, you know, uh, you don't have to have just one emotion. You don't have to be happy, 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 joy, joy. Remember Ren and Stimpy? Anyway, you don't have to be happy, happy every minute of the day. You just, that doesn't, I don't think that's natural, actually. And I will go on again and again about how it is my personal belief that we are on this earth to feel every emotion. Uh, in energy wise, we're not going to get the same kinds of emotions as we're experiencing in the physical. So when we cross over, perhaps we will memorialize the idea of these emotions. I know it's not easy right now, or any other time. It's not, you know, I think now we're all kind of using the pandemic as reasons to at least come out a little bit. and say, "Oh, I'm feeling something. Help me," you know. But don't we don't need to do that. You know, there's other stuff going on for you too, I'm sure, and it has nothing to do with the COVID. It has to do with being human beings, and we are up and down and over and out. And oh my God, I just thought of a Frank Sinatra song. That's life. I've been a puppet, a poet, a pirate, a pawn, and a king. I've been up, down, over and out. Oh my God. Um, don't know why that came up, but there it is for you, whoever, for whoever. The thing is, that's life. Listen to that song. I'll give you a link to it later, uh, down below on my YouTube part there. But um, it's okay to have a different emotion besides happy, you know, and it's okay to hang out there with yourself. And it's just okay, whatever it is. That's the problem here. And see, now I'm going to get real strong. And for those of you that don't know me, and there's a lot of you now who are, I mean, thankfully subscribed to the channel, but um, sometimes I get very emphatic about what I'm saying. Even sometimes I might use a four-letter word. And some of the people that aren't used to New York people, we are strong willed kind of mofos. Um, you might go, "Oh my God, what's the matter with her? She's angry. Is she mad? Is she this? Is she that?" No, this is how I talk. There's a lot of people that talk like me when they get passionate, but they will never show it on the in public, and they won't show it on their poofy floofy radio shows or whatever. Don't get me started here again. But see, and as I'm starting, I'm being completely blunt, and I'm saying things, you know, with passion. And some of you may interpret that as anger, and it's like, really? Um, t- takes a lot for me to get angry. And I got to tell you, if I was, you'd know it. It wouldn't be a guess. It wouldn't be, I'm getting a feeling. Meanwhile, it's just because I'm speaking a certain way that you are getting a feeling that I'm angry. It's like, man, get a life sometimes, guys. Not you. I'm sure you watching, you're all my friends. But, it's the thing with people is they always want to know, and got it. They always have to know something, and they have to tell others they know something, and they go, "Oh, yeah, she was mad. She was, you know." But really, get used to it. Get used to it. When I get passionate about something, that's how I talk, and I invite you to look at the idea that, because it happens often, not just about me. It's okay about me, but like, if you tend to keep noticing things about people, maybe it's just because it's what's in you, okay? And it's not a put down, my friend. It's not a no, 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 no. It's just the way it is. As I said in another video, you get a new car, and then suddenly that car is everywhere on the road. And it's the same deal here. We tend to do an awful lot of projecting onto others what we are and the state that we are in. All right. So do you have a little bit of, and that's okay. This whole message is about it's okay to have these feelings, but it's not okay to just label people and put them in your jars or boxes and go, this is you and this is you. Oh, I can see this in you. Okay. Go get a hobby. And I mean that. It's be healthy about it. Our hobby shouldn't be um, noticing the bad in everybody else, but we don't do it for ourselves. And in fact, when we're starting to notice just the bad in people or perceived bad in people, it's time to turn it around and say, are there pieces of me in that? And I bet there are. I bet there are. Try it. If you're honestly looking to progress, let's try that. Different let's try something different, guys, than, you know, every time we have an emotion, let's go and meditate. There are people that say they do all this work on themselves, yet there's never any progress. And unfortunately, it's because they're not dealing with that emotion. They're running. It's called escapism, and I think it was in the radio show I did about embracing emotions. I think there was a part about that where I briefly talked about the idea that people are um, sort of using spirituality to escape instead of confront their problems, and that's a problem in itself, you know and 80% of the fight, 80-90% of this is, if you can locate it, if you can identify a problem, you are more than halfway there. Obviously, you got it. So learning insight is really cool, really important, and I would, on our journey, I think that's a huge asset to gain, is getting that insight into ourselves. Uh, it's not as common as we'd want, and I think we need more skill to be able to do that. It's like the blind spot. And so, a great journey, a great friend who's honest, you know, someone that doesn't just go, yeah, 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 but someone who actually says to you, well, I think this. And I know that's a whole different story, another conversation. I have no idea what I just said, guys. I actually, it's interesting. But throughout this process on this YouTube channel, um, man, I've been a participant just as much as you have, and I have partaken in my own energy healings on video, and I have listened to, and it sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like sort of a egoic thing, like, oh, let me watch myself. But it's really because I don't know. Many times I don't even know what I've said, and what I'm trying to say is that it's like a learning experience for me too, and there are messages for me as well. And if I'm being completely honest, which I really try to do, I have always had a public speaking issue. Ever since I was a little girl, I went in to school. I was always like, I guess you'd call it an extrovert, which I don't know. Now I'm not an extrovert, believe me, but I was very active. I loved school, believe it or not, at least until I was a teenager, you know what I'm saying? And I loved to learn. I loved my classmates and we had all this fun or whatever, but the moment I was made to stand up in front of the class in the front of the classroom and read my paper on whatever it is, your story about your summer vacation or whatever the lesson homework was or whatever, I would stand there and hide behind this paper, shaking. I'd get all red, and you see how white I am, right? I can get some red, right? That's all I get in the sun. It's just pink. That's how some people are, But anyway, I totally always had an issue with public speaking. And so doing this channel has really helped me grow and come out of my shell. I am healing right along with you, is my point. I want you to know that, as always, I've said this before, but I am not up here as I'm better than you, and you lowly peasants need to get your shit straight. You know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to say. That's all. That's it, and that's all. And I hope it was helpful for you. And I hope that you'll continue to come back and see what's going on. What's upcoming, I can tell you one thing. I'm not really a planner, and this doesn't generally happen, but I'll tell you, I'm going to do a video session. I don't know when exactly, but probably the next video is going to be about runes, runes. And these are divination tools. And I won't say any more, but, be prepared to be shocked, because I am going to plan it just a tiny bit, at least, because I'll have photos. Oh, wow. And you know what? I hate saying that, and then there's a pressure on me. So let's take that back. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. You did not hear that. Too late. Okay. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Sorry. Maybe next time we'll do some energy work. But for today, it was just El Wordzo. Okay. So until next time, I love you. Thank you for coming. I will see you next time. Many, many, many bright blessings. And bye now.